Okay, have you guys all met my new pet boarworm? His name is Boris. And also, no, there's no string clearly attached to my microphone that makes it look like he's like climbing on my hand. Oh my god. Anyway, not the boarworms.
Not the boarworms. Not the boarworms.
And if you have boarworms, go to your doctor, get checked. And if this is your reminder to go get checked, you should do that every like 3 months. Get on some prep if you want. Oh shit, I haven't taken my prep yet today. Here's your reminder to take your prep today. I'll take my prep afterwards. Can you guys remind me in the comments, please? Sup, you beautiful bottoms, and welcome back to What's the Safeword. I'm Amp, and Philip DeFranco, you can't sue me because that's legally, I didn't say beautiful words. So therefore, look, magic. Ooh. And today's video is gonna be like, you know that moment when you're like walking down the street and you're like thinking and you look up to the clouds, you're like, oh, and you like start like ruminating about something that was on your mind or that pinged on your social media and you get hyperfixated on that thing and you're just so inundated by these thoughts about this a squirrel. This is gonna be just random thoughts from the last month of kink moments in pop culture. Normally on this channel, we cover specific topics week to week, but this week I wanted to do something a little bit different, which I'm gonna call quickies. And it's just a matter of the last month's kind of news and pop culture-y things around kink that I wanna talk about because while some of these topics I can't do an entire video about, I feel it's important that we update, talk about, and are at least aware of community happenings within the BDSM, kink, and otherwise fetish realms. So from news to kink stories, this is gonna be our first kink quickies. And if there's any topics that we've missed today or from the last month of kink happenings, leave them in the comments down below and maybe we'll do another one of these updates next month. So grab your tea and get ready for the tea. Let's get into the first story. And today's first story is Breathplay is a problem. Now, Breathplay, for anyone that does not know, is a varsity level kink which includes choking or asphyxiating by blocking blood flow around the outsides or the arteries of the neck, never going for the trachea. But today's story is specifically talking about a challenge called the Blackout Challenge or the Choking Challenge. It's something that started back in 2021 on TikTok of all places. You know, the website that's like being blocked, but then not being blocked, but then going to court, but not going to court. Honestly, at this rate, the US and TikTok relationship feels like an abusive BDSM relationship of some sort. And while this challenge started back in 2021 and has taken the lives of at least 7 children, and that's only the ones that have been reported. Now, we are always of the proponents of Breathplay is not safe to do ever by yourself, obviously, but also not safe to do unless you know like some CPR. At least you know the airway, the breathing, the circulatory system. If you do not know these basic principles of how your body works, I'm gonna respectfully ask you to not get involved in Breathplay. Now, TikTok, of course, is not the only app that uses algorithms to push content to children. But in 2021, when this challenge was popular, a lower claims court had one specific claim by the mother of Nyla Anderson, one of the victims of this challenge, who was trying to sue TikTok for a wrongful death lawsuit due to the challenge being promoted to her daughter and other vulnerable kids. Now, it was previously thrown out, and again, this was years ago, but just 3 weeks ago, an appeals court brought this court case back into the forefront, challenging not only TikTok, but all social media by looking at Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act. And for all of those that don't remember what this is, that's essentially what keeps platforms like YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, X, whatever you call it, saying essentially that no provider or user of an interactive computer service shall be treated as the publisher or speaker of that information that was posted on their platform. Now, in practice, this is good for free speech. This is good for small companies or apps that pop up and want to be used and pretty much make a small business. But with this case now coming back to the forefront again, TikTok is actually going to be, or at least they're trying to see if they can charge TikTok with being a publisher of this, saying that TikTok uses very smart algorithms that specifically targeted children and challenges of this sort. They're actually going to say that algorithms that are created by a platform is speech made by that platform, meaning platforms like YouTube, Twitter, X, Facebook, and TikTok could be held liable for anything that their algorithm grasps, grabs, pushes, or even blocks, as well as the same Communications Decency Act that was changed by SESTA FOSTA, which was Stop Enabling Sex Trafficking Act or Fight Online Sex Trafficking Act, which essentially broke down Backpage, got rid of Craigslist personals, took down female presenting nipples on Tumblr. And the biggest part of all this is Section 230, if it gets tampered with, could set precedent that will affect not only TikTok, but all social media that we use, essentially making it to where our platforms all have to act like Tumblr's ban did back in the day with the whole porn ban that happened. And that's not good. But it all stems from these challenges which are going unregulated across the platforms and sending this false narrative of how sex and choking works into our relationships. Because at the very same time, the New York Times did an op-ed talking about choking and how there is a widespread problem of more femme-identified individuals, especially in colleges and in growing high schools and teens, getting choked predominantly by their partners in the bedroom. And under that New York Times article, Debbie Herbenek, it was foretold. And she's one of the foremost leaders in American sexual behavior health, especially as it pertains to growing kids. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Debbie. Like, she's over here doing the studies that we just don't have access to. She does a lot of kink related stuff, a lot of BDSM related stuff, as well as just sex positivity in stats. So I'm not against Debbie's findings, but the findings themselves are scary. Now, Debbie's not here to kink shame. She even put it in the article, which is kind of funny. And she took a survey of about 5,000 students and found that 2/3 of the women surveyed within this study had been choked somewhere between the ages of 12 to 17 in the bedroom by a partner. The article also mentions peer pressure and the way that shapes and forms how kids see sex or relationships, saying that kids lately have been asking a lot of questions about choking in the bedroom. And some kids were even called too vanilla when they complained to their friends after getting choked by a boyfriend. That's a problem. And while that's become more common in schools, what's not become more common is kink and sex positive sex education. I don't know about you guys. I'd love to hear your comments down below, but in my health class, I quite literally had the Mean Girls coach.
Don't have sex, because you will get pregnant and die.
Schools, from high schools to colleges, I believe need to do a much better job of doing age-appropriate sex education. And imagine, if you will, a coach gets up in his health class and he says something like,
don't have sex in the missionary position, don't have sex standing up, just don't do it, promise?
Versus, hey, choking is not something you should be doing in the bedroom. You definitely should not be doing it, especially without consent, especially if you're just watching porn and that's your only way in which you're kind of getting into kink and or sex ed. And let's make sure that we have consent, but also we know how, certain parts of our body works. And again, don't do choking. That's bad. Don't do that. Please stop. Debbie and other experts around sex ed, especially when it pertains to high schoolers and college students, do say that parents need to step in more. We're not trying to shame parents, but parents do need to have like a bit more of a control on what the kids are watching and how. It's especially telling when former CEO Susan Wojcicki, as well as Google's chief officer Sundar Pichai, would not let their own kids on their phones at times. And even Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg explained he did not want his children in front of a computer. The people who own these websites don't want their own kids on the websites. This is a problem. And I'm not even a fan of Breathplay in my own bedroom as a kinkster. I have lost actual people who were so stigmatized that didn't have that proper education and did not have a welcoming kind of community that they could be like, hey, I'm into this thing. How do I learn to do it safely? Or, hey, I'm into this thing. Would you like to do it with me in a safe environment? Instead, they were stigmatized, shamed, did it behind closed doors by themselves. And much like this blackout challenge, it ended badly. All of that story to say, Breathplay is becoming a problem, you guys, and we need to take hold of it because it only takes one extra little bit of pressure on the neck to cause problems. So thank you to Dr. Debbie Herbenek for putting your neck out there. And let's stay tuned and see what happens to this TikTok case. I'm honestly curious because this could set a really dangerous precedent. But at the same time, we're looking at these old trends on TikTok, and now there's a new one called chroming, which is just essentially another level of asphyxiation where you're spraying aerosols and cans and breathing it in and see how much you can breathe. TikTok's a problem. And I'm sorry to start out so serious, so let's shift some gears into something a bit more chapped, something that left me chapped. Speaking of chap, one second, chapstick break. Assless chaps. That's the next topic here. This next one felt personal, and it's a little bit more lighthearted, but it has to do with the Dan Savage physically, verbally, very directly attacking me with this tweet that said, a case could be made that chaps are assless until someone put them on, until someone puts their ass in them, at which point they become ass chaps. And I just need everyone, chaps by nature are assless. Dan, I don't want to have a verbal dispute with you, but I do want to point out that while this is a technicality that is true, all chaps are assless, okay? Chaps are assless by nature. I do love that the spur of this tweet came from Michael Schulman at the New York Times, who literally said they had to have an entire conversation with a copy editor on whether the phrase assless chaps is redundant. And I would like some more context, please. I get it. I tweet like a PSA every year, like chaps by nature are assless. And it's meant to be funny, hee hee ha ha. But in this moment, Dan, we're beefing. And you're wrong. Technically, you're right. But you're so wrong for that. But this is also a moment of education because chaps were originally designed for those horseback riders in northern Mexico who didn't want to have to deal with chaperone. And chaps is a shortened variation of the Spanish word chaparreras, which were essentially leather leggings. So instead of calling them chaps, some might argue we should be calling them chaps. Because without your chaps, the thorny bushes would have left a pink pony club on your thighs. You know, without chaps, good luck, babes. Too many thorns on your side, you're gonna have a red wine supernova. Ooh. But chaps come in a full chap, a half chap, a trouser style, and even a woolly chap. Bring these ones back. Depending on the need, chaps came in all ways, shapes, and forms, but they were always assless. Because if you had assed chaps, that would just be pants. And that just doesn't make sense. That's the T. And hey, if you're interested, you can also get chap shorts. Chap shorts are great. You kissed 100 leather boys in bars. Hey, look at these things. Chap short supremacy. Looks a little silly over sweatpants, but like you get the picture. Definitely a look. Let me know down below what you think. Is assed pants redundant as much as assless chaps is redundant? Or would you prefer the term assless chap? If I see one more pop media culture-y thing, say assless chap, I will. Or maybe it's as redundant as today's sponsor, Helix Sleep Mattress. Obviously, I'm going to sleep on a mattress and it's going to be comfortable. And Helix knows that because they have the Helix Sleep Quiz, which is it's a quiz you can take by yourself or with a partner to find a mattress that is perfect for you. You tell them your name, your age, your height and weight, as well as preferred sleeping position. I'm personally more of a back and side sleeper, and I like a medium to firm mattress. And maybe you were destroyed by COVID entirely and you just have aches and pains in the morning. You can even include that information. Based on my result, Helix matched not only myself, but also Daddy with the Dusk Luxe, which we've had for over 3 years now. And both of us independently have been sleeping like rocks. When I'm not sleeping in my bed, I do not sleep well. And when it comes to sex, Helix also does great there as well because they're also getting awards for the best mattresses for sex. With a hybrid combination of foam and springs, you will sleep wonderfully. Unlike other brands, Helix mattresses do not contain fiberglass, which can be harmful to your health. And the Helix lineup offers 20 unique mattresses, including award-winning Luxe and Ultra Premium Elite collections, the Helix Plus, which is a mattress designed for big and tall sleepers, and even Helix Kid mattresses, which are designed for growing bodies and endorsed by sleep and medical experts. The best part though is Helix Sleep delivers directly to your door with free shipping in the US, and it comes rolled up in a lovely little box. And the vacuum packed mattress that it comes with is probably my favorite part to open. And when you open it, you get the patented daddy sound. If you guys like me are very nervous to buy things online, you'll also be very happy to hear that Helix has a 100-night sleep trial. So you get more than 3 months to make sure you love it. Plus, Helix has a 10-year warranty on your mattress, and they even offer financing options and flexible payment plans. We love our Helix mattress and think you will too, so check them out at helixsleep.com/watt for 25% off and 2 free pillows on us for this Labor Day sale that's happening for a limited time. Now on to the next story, which unfortunately is a bit more public facing than I'd like. Next up, we have kink in public. And I can't believe I have to start out by saying that kink in public is bad. And rather than talk about the topic, let's watch the topic. And for anyone that doesn't know what's happening in this clip, this couple appears to be going out in public in a coffee shop where a barista and other people are very much present and appear to have what is a Bluetooth vibrating or maybe even a shocking plug within the guy, while the gal's over here with a little toy that is very publicly, very easily visible, pushing the button, and the man is reacting. Now, if you're doing kink in public, that is so disrespectful, so wrong. And if the barista is clocking you as you do it, that is not good kink. You are getting other people in your scene and they are not consenting. And I even wish that I could say that this was a one-time occurrence. Oh, but you know they do this all the time because it gets good views and they get tons of engagement. A little less bad, but still people are in public. They can't consent. Oh, look, another one within they do it in their own home as well. Okay. Doing it in your house is fine. Although I do want to call out, why were you going for that book? Why aren't there more books on your shelf? That actually kind of bothers me more than anything. Is you just random book, just clearly staged. Also, who puts a checkerboard like that on a shelf? Again, more public outings where they are using their toy apparent. Wait a second. Okay, no, okay. First of all, obviously staged. They're doing this for views. This person definitely has an OnlyFans that they are probably promoting as well. But girl, you're flinching way before she pushes that button. You fake. Not only staged, but fake. Also, I bet he would call me a baguette in public. I'm just saying it. I'm just saying. Also, I do love that the comments, this is so disrespectful to others. Where is the product? Oh, link. I would love to know where the product is from as well, because it appears to be a shocking plug, not a vibrating plug. At least speaking from personal experience to get a full body reaction like that. Either way, all in all, it's just cringe, and just stop doing this, guys. And if you guys have ever seen those ads on certain websites of content that might be more adult with those like pink toys with the tail, and you have like these guys doing like cam stuff and they're like screaming bloody murder, those toys never feel that way. So I'm curious what toy they're using actually, because not to mention, Jesus Christ, stop doing King in public, but at least tell us where the toys are from. Most Bluetooth toys or even remote controlled toys don't do reliable shocking and aren't safe for shocking, and it might start buzzing out of hand. Most of the time you have to plug those into a tens unit box. And so while there's tons wrong with this story to begin with, I wanna just be very clear, kink in public requires the consent of the people that are in your scene in public. I'm not even bothered by wearing a plug out and about in public. People can't tell that you're wearing a plug when you're just walking out and about. You can wear a subtle collar, that's fine. Wearing booty shorts to the gym, I'm even a-okay with, because I mean, it's, you know. And even exhibitionism can be done respectfully and responsibly. Go camping in the middle of nowhere. Have some fun, sexy time with your partner. Go to a parking garage that's empty with tinted windows. Have a little fun, sexy time in the back of your truck. No one's getting harmed there. But this shit, where people are doing clear kink stuff and getting clocked by others, even within the video, not only are these people not consenting to be in your viral moments, but they are not consenting to the awkwardness that is your girlfriend clearly visible pushing a button and you reacting. Very badly, mind you. Like the timing, come on. Fake kinksters as well. This also reminds me of the story from a few years ago, post-COVID, when the dominatrix was walking her boyfriend on a leash on all fours. Like, we need to stop doing this blatant kink in public thing, because yes, you think it's hot and funny and a-okay, but the people that are watching you, that are seeing this, that are then screenshotting or even recording, they're going to use that as examples against the kink community to bar us from things like Pride, where we are not trying to flaunt and have sex in public, but are trying to respect our elders who came before us in that parade. Stop walking your boyfriend down the puppy aisle at Safeway. Start marching for your rights in the street and being respectful to the other people in public. Like, come on, guys. It's not, stop it. People doing electro butt play in public, they should be called out. We should stop doing that. We should hold them accountable. Please, for the love of God, stop sharing that content and stop giving them your views, because it's only going to empower them to do this more. And the kink community, as well as marginalized community within that specific subset of kink, are going to be the ones that get attacked, barred from Pride, or just fully deplatformed. This next one's a palate cleanser of sorts, and was something people kept sending to me, and it just says, I heard they're selling you at Subway right now. I'm not one for a Subway sandwich, but the sub dog is back. I'm more of a switch myself, a sand switch. Though, I do want to say a huge missed opportunity by the campaign here. You could have named this What's Sub Dog? Like, I used to do marketing, but come on. It was right there. What's Sub Dog? Nothing much, what's up with you? The joke writes itself. Also, Subway implies that there's a Dom way, and there's no Dom way yet. There's Domino's. I'm more of a Dom yes. If you're a Dom and you want to play with this sub dog, let me know. As far as sub dogs, I'm probably gonna put, what am I gonna put? The red sauce, I think that's ketchup. Maybe a little bit of like honey John or hot spicy mustard. And last but not least, this one's got some positives and negatives. Now this next one has a nice special warm place in my heart, because pup play and pet play are having a resurgence in a good way. Like, usually when we see pup play stories, it's people in hoods in public being shamed or attacked. And in this one, it's a nice wholesome moment by T-Pain. I know that seems like a real, pup play and T-Pain doesn't seem like it would go together well, but always and forever a proponent of please stop buying pet play stuff from places like Wish or Temu or any other drop shipper. This was a nice wholesome moment, and I love T-Pain so much.
I got into a weird part of Temu, and not gonna lie, I kind of liked it a little bit. Okay.
He's a dog.
Down! Dog! This feels right. Here's the best part. Look, if you need to lick or something.
Oh, he a superhero now.
Or you just want to rob a store real quick.
Nice.
Why'd you get two?
Because he was getting one for you. What the fuck you talking about?
We're gonna be puppies.
I love T-Pain, but girl, if he starts barking at a twink, I love the internet for lovely, wholesome moments like this because it was all over my page, and it was just a nice, positive look at kink, but with a more mainstream perspective. I think it's nice. I think it's silly. And I think as long as people are having fun with it and not making fun of, we're all good. Sadly, pup play is going viral for a number of reasons within the last couple weeks. And the following was the negative side of that. And if you guys have seen this video, you guys know maybe the background and the history. I've tweeted about it a few times, but sometimes people exist on the internet are just having fun. Sadly, this repost that I'm showing you here and multiple threads that come from it are full of vitriol, hate, and a lot of kink shaming that this puppy in the video did not consent to when he was literally just trying to make a silly video for a friend that was having a down day. And recently, this had a resurgence on social media, Twitter/X specifically, because lots of people had things to say about this person being cringe and they should be put down, and I'm all for leaning into and having fun with people, but recently, within the last couple weeks, this has been reposted all over the platforms because people are attacking this kinkster for being silly, for doing something very harmless, and just being kind of like a wisdom dog of sorts. Like, y'all have seen the wisdom dog. This was posted somewhere around 6 years ago. When it first got posted on Tumblr of all places, it was seen as this fun, fluffy, cute little thing, but quickly turned into a mess of doxing, death threats, and kink shaming all over not only Tumblr, but back then Twitter. I even saw some Facebook posts. It was everywhere. And what most people don't know is this original video was created for someone who was having a very bad day, who was friends with this doggo in the video. He was literally just trying to make someone smile. So this time round, when I saw people posting it, being kind of kink shamey, very rude, being a little too aggressive with their commentary, so far as saying sadly he was put down this weekend, that I stepped in and I was like, hey, this guy's still actually getting death threats. Can we just stop ridiculing someone, especially who's minding their own business? Joking about his death when he's actively getting threatened is very gross. And as gay people, not ridicule and hurt other gay people. Now, I was bullied as a kid. I know how bullying affects people, and I know that hurt people, but can we just not hurt other people for clout and views? Especially when it's causing confusion. The primary reason I stepped in is because posts like this who said, I'm so for real, did this pup pass away? Or another with an actual very sweet message wanting to contribute to any sort of like memorial. And of course, no lack of comments like this that just pretty much victim blamed the pup player for posting it at all and telling him he was cringe, shouldn't have done that if he didn't want to get ridiculed. You have to keep in mind, he posted this for a very, very close friend, not to go viral on the internet. People like this are disgusting. Now, I might have a bit of a chip on my shoulder for this story specifically, because when I was defending an actual friend of mine, the person in that video I know personally, I was just kind of, informing, asking to maybe take this post down. It has thousands of retweets. The person that had posted it said something really aggressive to the point of like, maybe I should delete my own Twitter and unalive myself. But that comment, that response is no longer here. And this person that posted this video originally being real rude to my friend was clapping back repeatedly. Are you kidding? Did they delete their comments? Hey, editing amp here. Yes, they did. The kink community came in and was like, hey, this is not nice. And that gay boy who originally posted this thing, this hateful message, deleted the comments because he knew he was wrong. The original post is still up because he wanted the clout, which is kind of gross, but baby steps. I'm always the first person who will jump in and defend someone who's just being playful, who's not involving the general public in their kink and is just trying to have some fun on the internet. But I'm also going to be the one that claps back and defends people who are being attacked at large, being sent death threats, and are being doxxed. And if you cannot see how that is disrespectful and also harmful to this person who's minding their own business, you might be part of the problem. Can we please be a better community than that? Thanks. And last but not least, on my page, let's babe. Is that a urethral? Okay, we're done with today's episode. We're done. Okay, no, let's just stop. Okay, and that's it for the news this week. I am so glad to have had these conversations on kink shaming, kink in public, as well as proper sex ed needed within this current age of technology that we have where everything is easily accessible and kids shouldn't be accessing at all. Did you enjoy today's stories? Did you learn anything? Do you have any comments or critiques? Leave those down below. But more importantly, what news stories did we not cover? What news stories do we need to talk about still? And do you want to do like a monthly thing where we sit down and talk about the happenings from the last month? Social media stories, BDSM news, or maybe even like things that have happened, because I think the smaller stories and happenings in the community are something we should be all aware of, but I don't always know that they constitute an entire episode. So if you enjoyed this, let me know. I appreciate just having a little chat with you guys where we kind of update on what's happening and just update you guys on what's going on in our community. Either way, thank you guys so much for joining me on this stream of consciousness and internet ridiculousness. Leave a comment down below or a like if you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe, and hey, a huge thank you to our patrons, and huge shout out and thank you to our patron community on Patreon, who not only get these videos ad-free early, but get weekly video podcasts of What's Your Safe Pod, our weekly podcast. Otherwise, we will see you all next time with another wonderful kink positive, sex positive BDSM video, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye. Beyblade! I was a huge Beyblade fan. No joke, back in the day, I had so many different Beyblades, and I had one of those little stadiums. How many gallons could a Beyblade dome hold of piss? I wonder. Those couldn't have been safe. You need a safe. Wait, today's safe word. Today's safe word is let it rip. Oh my God, I almost forgot. I'm so sorry. Oh.